The killer who wrote his own alibi. Picture this. You're a crime novelist. Your life revolves around writing chilling murders, twisted plots, and clever detectives. But what if I told you one of your stories might be more real than fiction? Meet William Harper, a renowned mystery author, famous for his psychological thrillers. His books were the talk of every book club, his plots intricate, his villains almost believable. People loved his writing, his characters so real, the suspense was unbearable. But behind the closed doors of his mansion, something far darker was taking place. One rainy afternoon, police raided his house. William Harper, the king of crime fiction, was arrested for the brutal murder of a local woman named Rebecca Hayes. It didn't make sense. A writer who made his living from spinning tales of murder. Why would he actually commit one? Here's where things get strange. As the police combed through his home, they found something that made their blood run cold. His unpublished manuscript, the one he'd been working on for months, was lying on his desk. It was titled, A Crime of Convenience. And what they discovered inside was downright chilling. In the manuscript, a young woman named Rebecca Hayes was murdered in exactly the same way she had been in real life, stabbed multiple times, her body left in a secluded alley, and the murder weapon, a kitchen knife, a specific brand, down to the very model, was described in great detail. But that wasn't the most shocking part. The exact crime scene, the same alley where Rebecca's body was found, was described in his book with terrifying accuracy. It was as if William Harper had written the scene before it even happened. The police were baffled. How could he have known about the crime scene? How could he have written about it with such precision weeks before the murder? They dug deeper into the manuscript and found more. A few pages later, they discovered a detective character investigating a murder. Guess who? It was a detective who looked shockingly like the lead investigator on Rebecca's case, right down to his mannerisms. It didn't take long for the police to piece it together. William Harper had created his own alibi. By writing the murder in his book, he had planned the perfect crime. The description was so detailed, it was almost as if he was trying to make his fictional world match the reality he'd just created. He had even included details about the police investigation that only someone involved in the case would know. The twist? Harper had been studying the investigation closely, collecting details about unsolved crimes and police procedures. As he wrote, he planted these clues in his manuscript, making it appear as though he was simply being creative. But the truth was darker. William Harper knew exactly how the investigation would unfold because he had already written it all in his book. He'd crafted his own alibi, hiding it in plain sight. If anyone ever suspected him, he could just point to the manuscript, saying it was all just fiction. But it was no longer fiction. It was a confession, and it was enough to arrest him for murder. As the trial unfolded, Harper's story was the talk of the town. His fans were shocked. How could the man who had captivated so many with his stories be capable of such a gruesome crime? The question on everyone's mind: was it all just a story he told to get away with murder? Or had he really committed the crime and used his writing to write himself out of suspicion? In the end, William Harper was convicted of murder, but his case remains a chilling reminder of how art and reality can sometimes blur, and how the perfect alibi might just be one story away.